Okay, let's see asymptotic notation examples. We have to prove that this particular function f of n is equals to theta of n square. So what is the theta? Theta notation is the average case. So if we can write f of n lesser than equals to some constant c2 into function gn lesser than equals to some constant c1 into gn, then this is the definition of theta. Theta says that if this particular function, that is the given function, if it actually falls between these two functions gn multiplied by their respective constant c1 and c2, then we can approximate this particular function f of n in terms of theta, that is theta of g of n. We can rewrite it, this particular function f of n is equal to theta of g of n. So we have to prove this. In order to prove this particular thing, we need to prove two things here. The first is that we have to prove this one. Then the second thing is that we have to prove this particular thing. Okay. Now let's just prove first thing, that is this one. So if we can rewrite is, this is f of n lesser than equals to some constant into g of n. So if you'll remember, then this is the definition of, now this is the definition of big OH notation. So what big OH notation is? If we have some input space and along with we have some time, and this is the complexity function, let us say this is fn for some algorithm, then if this particular function can be upper bounded by some gn function multiplied by some constant after some n naught value, then it means that we can approximate this particular f of n in terms of its big O notation, big O multiplied by this particular gn function. That is, this particular function can be approximated in terms of this particular upper bounded gn function. That is what we call as the big O notation. So in order to prove this, let's prove this particular first thing. So what is the function of f of n here? That is n square by 2 minus n by 2 lesser than equals to. So what function you will write at the right hand side, so that this particular left hand side will always be lesser. Obviously, if you will write n square half n square, then this particular right hand side, this is right hand side, will always be greater than this particular left hand side. Why? Because this we are subtracting from n square by 2 minus n by 2, and here in the right hand side we have n square by 2, so it will always be greater, right hand side will always be greater. So from here what we can conclude, that the value of c here is half and the function gn is equal to n square, and this inequality actually holds true. So if it holds true, then we can rewrite it in terms of the big O notation. That is, the function f of n can be, we can rewrite it in terms of big O of what? N, gn. What is gn here? That is n square. N square for what value of c? C is equal to half. So this is the first thing that we have proved here, that this particular function f of n can be reframed, or can be we can rewrite it in terms of the big O notation as big O of n square. Now the second part, that is this particular second part, again we have to prove this. So what is the second part? If you will see, then what we have to do, we have to prove that this particular function f of n is actually greater than equals to some constant multiplied by this particular gn function. Okay, so if we have to prove this particular thing, so in order to prove this, what is the function? So in fact, what is the definition of what this particular definition says? This is actually the definition of what? That is omega. This is the omega notation. So what omega notation says, if we have some function, that is not n naught, this is n, this is some time, and we have some function, time complexity function f of n, and if this particular function is being lower bounded by some function, let us suppose this particular function is c into gn, c is a constant, then after n naught, this particular function is being lower bounded by this particular c of g of n, right? So what is the meaning? The meaning is that this particular f of n function can now be approximated in terms of this particular omega omega g of n. We can rewrite this particular function as this one. Okay, this is the meaning. So this is what we call the omega notation. So let's prove this particular second part. So what is here f of n? F of n here is, that is n square half minus n by 2 greater than equals to. So what do you think, what term you are going to write at the right hand side so that this particular left hand side will always be greater? So if you will write n square by 2 here, and from, if you will observe that here n square by 2 is, subtracting from n square by 2, we are subtracting n by 2. So if you will write n by 2 here, then this will become same, but it will not be greater, left hand side will not be greater. So what we have to subtract? So let's again multiply this particular thing with n by 2. Now if you will do this, then this left hand side will always be greater than the right hand side. Okay, so from here we can observe that this is n square minus n by 2 greater than equals to n square by 2 minus n square by 4. Okay, so let's take the LCM here. So this becomes 4, and this is 2n square minus n square. So this is n square by 2 minus n by 2. So it is n square by 2 minus n by 2 greater than equals to n square by 4. So if you'll observe, what is the value of c1 here? It is, the function is n square minus 2, n by 2 greater than equals to 1 by 4 multiplied by n square. So just compare this right hand side here. So what is the value of c? The c value here is 1 by 4, and what is the function gn here? It is n square. So this actually, this inequality actually holds true here. This is always true. For the value of c equals to 1 by 4, this actually holds true. So we can say that in terms of omega notation, we can represent this particular function f of n is equals to omega of what? G of n. Okay, so what is the value of this particular gn function here? This is n square. Okay, and for what value of c? This is for 1 by 4. So for 1 by 4, we can rewrite this particular function as omega of n square. So now can we now rewrite these particular functions? Can we rewrite this particular function? We have proved two functions here. We have to prove two inequalities here. So the first one is this one. This was the first one, and this was the second one. So can we rewrite this function as f of n lesser than equals to, greater than equals to some constant? What is the constant in the first term? C, and this is n square. And what is the constant in the second one? This is 1 by 4, and this turns out to be n square. So this is c1, this is c2, this is function gn, and this is function gn. So if you will know that the definition of this particular f of n equals to c2 g of n lesser than equals to c of g of n, then this definition is all about the theta notation. If we can prove that this particular function fn actually lies between these two domains, then we can say that this particular f of n is actually a theta of this particular g of n. So we have proved this thing. So what is gn here? This is n square. So this is what we have to prove. Okay, so in this way we can prove such kind of such kind of proof we can do like this. Okay, so let's suppose okay, just as a task you can complete these things. we have to prove that the function f of n given as 3 n square 3 raised to power n plus n log n is actually theta n square into 3 raised to power n. Okay.